Hello, my name is Lovey Bunny, and today we are going to be working on doing the flip in tatting, which is the magical thing that helps make stitches in your tatting project. Now, before we start, I have already wound thread onto my shuttle. There's a video about how to do that on my channel, and I have this ball of variegated thread. Now, tatting thread is a little bit different than other crochet threads that change color. So this is going to change color a lot quicker so that you actually get a really pretty difference in stitches, whereas some crochet threads that are variegated might take you a whole project to use one color. Now, why is this important? Well, this is going to help us tell when we have properly done the flip. So I'm going to put my shuttle here on my right side, my dominant hand. Now I'm going to pick this up like this. And we're gonna wrap around, and I want to be holding both ends in between those two fingers. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna move our fingers around so that we can tension this. So it's just swapping out one finger. We went from this to this. Now we want to make sure that this is big enough to have our entire hand, well, not our entire hand, most of our hand inside of the ring. Our pinky and our thumb are outside, but we want to make sure we have room to put the shuttle through. Careful of doing that. So we have these two things. All right, we're going straight off the ball for this one, which means we only need one shuttle. So the first step is going to be this twist. Twisting this, and it should go above your fingers. That's very important. So we're just holding the shuttle. I tend to hold it in these two fingers. It gives me 3 free fingers, and with those I'm going to this motion. Okay, so I use my pinky and we just scoop, essentially. Now we're gonna hold this, make sure we're keeping this above. You can see that I got one finger out to keep my loop. We're going under, and then once we've gone under, we're gonna pull it up, and you can see that this loop is still here. And we're going to pull through that loop. Now you can see that we have this circle. That's what we want. But now here's the flip, right? You can see now the blue is looped around. If we look at this, the blue is looped around. You can see it's really easy to undo. So you can see that I'm tensioning, so I let go just a little bit, and then I pull it tight again. And that is the first half of your stitch. So you can see that it's looped around in blue, even though we made that stitch with the pink. That is what the flip is called. The flipping is flipping it onto this thread instead of this thread, all right? And you want to make sure that this works properly, because otherwise your chains and your rings will not be adjustable. You will not be able to close a ring if you don't do your flip properly. So now we're going to do the second part, because it's called a double stitch, right? So you do the front part, which is what we just did, and we do the back part. So for the back part, we're putting that thread under. So we're scooping under. So I'm holding it the same way I was before, and we're putting that thread under our hand. And then we're going to take it and we're going to go underneath from the inside. So here's our hand. We're going to go from closer to our hand outwards, and we're going to pull it through that loop that we've made, and then we're going to do the flip again. So there's the flip, and you can kind of see right here there's a bar on top and there's 2 little legs. Bar with 2 little legs. That's what you want. And I'll pull it apart right here so you can see a little bit better. You can see it kind of looks like the pi symbol. A bar with 2 little legs. That's exactly what you want. Now, I'm going to let out a little bit of thread so that I have more room for my hand. I'm going to let out a little bit of thread off my shuttle. So, let's do it a little bit faster. Okay, so let's do it that fast, but I'll say what I'm doing this time, okay? So we're going scooping above, going under, then back into our loop, and then doing the flip. Then we're going to scoop. This time the thread's under. We're going from the inside, outside, pulling through that loop, and then pulling and doing the flip. So you can see I have 3 stitches now. And you can always pull to check if you've done it properly, but if you use a variegated thread like this to begin with, you should be able to very easily tell, and you can right here. You can see inside is pink and the outside is this teal color, so we can see very clearly that we've flipped all of our stitches. Now, that's going to be it for this video. The flip is the magical part that once you get this down, you can start learning rings, chains, and then you'll be ready for your first project. I will be making a video in the future about those kinds of things, and I hope to see you guys then.